Hey, we are two Star Wars nerds, and today we are talking about the planet Naboo.
This so is beautiful.
It's going to be so much fun.
I want to live there.
You really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like pre-Phantom Menace, post-Phantom Menace? Just in general.
Yeah.
No war.
I think it's, yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously. I just think it's beautiful, and if I could enjoy it in peace, that'd be awesome. And then, when I'm bored, I could just jump in and swim down to this Gungan city. My little hideout.
We could go to Italy and see the actual location.
The real Gungan city?
No, Naboo. The river cities, not Gungan City.
All right.
But we're gonna be talking about Naboo. It's such a cool place with a lot of really cool history too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some talking points we'll hit, but why don't you just start off with why Naboo? Why does it fascinate you so much? Why do you like it so much?
I think it's one of my favorite planets in the galaxy because of the beauty. There's just something so beautiful about it, and whenever I see, I'm like I said, I want to go there. I want to visit there. That's not something I say about Mustafar. I really wish I could, just sail down that lava river.
Who would say? No one says that. Exactly.
I just feel like Naboo was meant to be wow, it's a beautiful place and I want to go there.
Yeah.
And just like I said, Gungan City is so cool, just their technology. I also just love, obviously, Naboo too, and the castle and where Anakin and Padme get married, and this field scene with the waterfall in the background. It's just all so beautiful, and I would love to be there and spend time there. I just think It's so cool looking.
Yeah, and even when you start really diving deeper into what makes it so beautiful, you have this very old classical architecture style, in the above ground river cities with the Naboo colonists. And you also have the very unique spherical this underwater bubbles, that the Gungans live in. And it's just so cool because everywhere it's about shapes and textures and contrast, and there's a lot of light and dark in these different things that just makes it really, really fascinating. And it's super cool. And even when we're thinking about Naboo and we're thinking about all this, for me, why I think I like it a lot is really the history. Once I started looking into it more, I was like, wow, there's actually a lot here that I didn't realize existed. Just for instance, the Gungans are the natives. They're just like the Aboriginals. They're the species that lived there first. And then the colonists came, and the Gungans were afraid of the colonists, the human colonists, and there's language barriers, and so the Gungans actually went underwater, and then this basically civil war broke out, and they killed crazy amount of people and species on both sides. And that makes so much more sense with where things are at in the Phantom Menace, because you're it's just so the question is there why is there these two species that are so at odds with one another, and why is it a big deal with everything down to the last moment in a Phantom Menace with the celebration and the orb and the symbol of covenant and peace that you keep seeing all throughout the Clone Wars. It's really, really cool.
And what's cool too is even just seeing them come together. I know that it's not necessarily about the planet, but it's who's on the planet, and just seeing them come together for their planet and for the beauty of the planet. Just when Queen Amidala talks to the Gungans and they decide to work together and they get victory together, I just think that's so cool. And they start a new legacy. Obviously it doesn't last long after the Clone Wars. There's some bad news about Naboo that you wanted to share?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. This is something I didn't know. Something that I just found out recently is Amidala's successor. I cannot pronounce her name, but anyway, the successor to Queen Amidala. She wanted Naboo to be just a neutral system, and so basically what she ended up doing was just kind of ignoring Empire directives. And then she actually started being a little more vocal and slightly resistant, not overt resistance, but slightly resistant to the Empire, and was so crazy is that Vader actually sends Vader's fist, the 501st, that becomes Vader's fist. He sends them to assassinate her, and they do. And so it's like Anakin, the very one who like understood Naboo, was there early on, like helped liberate it from the Trade Federation blockade and invasion. All of this is the same Anakin that actually sends back his converted 501st to assassinate the successor to his deceased wife. Crazy stuff. I love that.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I don't love that it happened. I love that there's that backstory
that was created.
Let me clarify.
That's what's so great about the prequels is just the entire backstory to Star Wars. But then even like we didn't necessarily need to know that.
No.
Yet George had that in mind, and there's just this whole backstory which makes the whole story so much better. So I just think that's so cool. One thing I wanted to do though, as we discuss planets, I wanted to have a question with every planet. Oh, it's not scary or anything, but the question that I want us to answer with every planet that we talk about is, would you live there?
Oh, easy. Yes.
Same.
Yes.
Let's move to Naboo.
Very easy. Well, the question is, would you live in Gungan City with the Gungans and Jar Jar, or would you live above ground, the river cities?
I think I'd do part-time.
No way. I would do the river cities.
You'd be underground?
No, river cities.
Okay.
Not Gungan City. No way. I would not. Yeah, I would not fit in there. I'd be up.
All right.
Cool. Well, with that, let us know in the comments where you would live. Super interested in that. Would you live part-time in Gungan City and the capital of Naboo, or would you just live with me up where the people are? Anyway, we are two Star Wars nerds. May the Force be with you always.